Slick Ric Bucher with the wife with the guns. Happy birthday again, brother. But Acho, do the Nets need Kevin Durant to win the East?
Absolutely. Now, first off, kudos to James Harden. He out there balling right now with Kyrie, without Kyrie, and clearly without KD. Oof. But let's not act like we ain't seen this before. Like, we've seen Harden win regular season MVPs.
Really?
We've seen, yeah.
On the Nets?
On the Nets? We've seen James Harden go crazy, if not crazier, before. But what happens come playoff time? We've also seen the same story of James Harden falter with that style of play and the team style of play. James Harden goes crazy in the regular season, and that's why I'm not going to take anything away from what he's doing right now in the regular season. But y'all asking me, can they win the East? I'm assuming we're having a serious conversation about the Eastern Conference Finals, not just win the East in the regular season, but assuming we're having an adult conversation about winning the Eastern Conference Finals, I'm going to say no, and I'm going to remind y'all the history before I pass this baton. 2013, what happened? First round loss to the Thunder. Let's jump up to 15. What happened? Got blown out by the Warriors. But let's jump up to when James Harden really started to mature into the real James Harden. 2017, they go into a must-win game against the Spurs. Doesn't James Harden go 2 for 11 and lose that game, get blown out? What happened in 2018? Miss 27 straight three-pointers and lose in a must-win game against the Warriors? Obviously, last year got outmanned by the Lakers. Without Kevin Durant, I think that James Harden will either falter in the playoffs like he's shown us a tendency to do. No problem. It's just what he's shown us doing. Or he will be outmanned like he's also shown us a tendency to do. I think in the regular season, they're fine. But come playoff time, they need KD.
I have always said that the mature, big picture Acho is the best, without question. I assume, look, when this question came up for today's show, I started jamming my refresh button. I was like, this can't be right. The Nets must be running away with the East that we would even be asking this question. They must be like 10 games ahead of everybody else. And then but it wasn't my computer. They're neck and neck with the Philadelphia 76ers for the best record in the Eastern Conference. And yes, I know they've won 14 of 15 without Kevin Durant. Woo. But if we start to parse those 15 games, it falls apart pretty quickly in terms of exactly what they've accomplished. The only real quality win in those 15 games is against the Phoenix Suns, who are young and talented, but still learning how to win. The Lakers, they played without Dennis Schroeder and AD. The Clippers, we talked about it. That bogus foul call at the end of the game changed that game and would have gone another way if not for the officiating. So when I look at it, the next best team that they have played are the San Antonio Spurs. And oh, by the way, they beat them in overtime without their starting forward, Keldon Johnson, and without their backup small forward, Rudy Gay. So when I look at it, I assume that we're asking this question because they've gone 14-1 without Kevin Durant. To Acho's point, has nothing to do with winning in the postseason. But quite honestly, I can't even give it that much credit for a regular season run until I see them play against stiffer competition.
Oh, my goodness. This is an easy one for me. I ain't had to hit the refresh button. I was like, shoot, I can go into the office right now and do this one without even prepping. Yes, this team is going to do something in the playoffs. Yes, this team is going to ball out, even without Kevin Durant. They don't need him to win the East. Let me tell you guys something. No one in the East is scary, and y'all know this, but y'all just keep every single year trying to prop these teams up so that one day one of them going to pop from the pack. Has it happened? Have the 76ers ever popped from the pack every time we talk about them? And we know about the uncertainty of Joel Embiid in this moment, but also, as Acho wanted to point out, historically, injury concerns all the time with Joel Embiid. And once again, he's out right now, expected to miss 2 weeks, and then be reevaluated. So we don't know what's going on with him. What about the Bucks and their best record and the Bucks and Giannis? Can he win close games in the playoffs? Have they been to the finals yet with these loaded squads and the two-time back-to-back MVP? Nope, not at all. Let's talk about the Boston Celtics, who right now are currently 7th in the East. Supposed to be scared of them? Who are we talking about here? The point is, this team is rolling. Y'all try to sneeze at the fact that, they won 14 to 15, but who cares? That matters when you're talking about a team that was treading water before all of a sudden they got their traction. Now, here's my kicker. This is why I know this team is going to ball out. And they've been balling out without Kevin Durant. They have the #1 ranked scoring offense and the #1 ranked field goal percentage on offense. Each of the last 8 teams to lead the league in field goal percentage has reached the finals. So, enough said, slam dunk, drop the mic. I don't know how this team is going to be slowed down, especially when they don't really have any adversaries in their path.
Bruh, in order to get to the finals, we have to at least assess who was in the Eastern Conference Finals just last year. Like, let's at least go there. You got the Heat, you got the Bucks. Now, let's talk about the Heat. Have they or have they not won 11 out of 13? I checked the apps the other day about 3 weeks ago. I was like, oh, where the Heat at? The Heat, like, sitting at 7th or 8th in the East? What's going on? And then you check every other day, and it's like, oh, Heat are climbing. They're climbing. They're climbing. Sitting at 4th right now. Why? Because they've won 11 out of their last 13.
Is that better than Brooklyn? Oh, okay, I'll wait.
They're surging. And then you talk about the
Brooklyn's not surging?
Then you talk about the Bucks. Also surging.
Surging where?
When I look at the teams that you at least will have to go through, and excuse me, it was the Heat and the Celtics as opposed to the Heat and the Bucks. You know you're going to have to go through the Bucks. You know you're going to have to go through the Heat. And without KD, they might get close, Marcellus, but be real, they're not going to get all the way there.
Man, stop.
Marcellus, this is what I don't get about your argument. You're killing the Bucks because they haven't proved it yet. You're killing the Sixers because they haven't proved it yet.
Talk to them, Slick.
The Brooklyn Nets, we're going to go with them because they what? They haven't proved it yet. They haven't. This iteration of the Brooklyn Nets has not proved that they can win in the postseason. And when going back to the 14-1 run, how many of the top teams, that team that Acho mentioned, Miami or Philadelphia or Milwaukee, how many times did they play those guys, the best teams in the East, in that 15-game run? Not once. Not one of them. And those happen to be all 3 top 10 defenses in the entire league. And that's really what it's going to come down to. Yes, Brooklyn has the best offense in the league, regular season right now. But they're going to have to face at least one of the top 5 defenses in Philadelphia or Miami, both top 5. And Milwaukee is 9th. And they just added P.J. Tucker. They're on their way up. So that's going to be the question. I need to see this Brooklyn team against a team that really defends. And honestly, whether it's East or West, they haven't had to play that team yet.
And here's the other thing, Slick, that I was trying to be on Marcellus's side of this argument. Early, when I was prepping the show, so I was like, you know what? I want to sing Kumbaya with my guy for at least one block. I wanted to. But then I started thinking, what has Kyrie done without LeBron? Because the Celtics went to the finals without Kyrie. Then with Kyrie, they didn't go to the finals. Then Kyrie was gone, and he went back to the Eastern Conference Finals, that is. And then James Harden, what has he ever done as far as making it to a NBA Finals by himself? Oh, wait, he hasn't, Sales. So you're going to take up 2 parts and hope that somehow they become whole. Now, Kevin Durant, that's the major piece. That's a major player. But ain't no way you gonna give me Kyrie, who ain't really accomplished nothing as far as NBA Finals without LeBron. And then add up James Harden, who ain't really accomplished nothing in Houston as far as playoff masterful success, and think that somehow that combination without Kevin Durant is going to get you ultimate success. Not gonna happen.
Man, y'all act like there has never been first-time NBA champions in the NBA. I heard all this talk about AD last year, the same stuff, and then AD became a NBA champion.
LeBron James was there.
Hey, that's the point. It's a new construction. It's a new teammate. It's a new situation. But let me give it to you like it was given to me growing up. Slick Ric Bucher wanted to sit there and say, hey, man, what are you talking about? These guys, and you want to diminish the Bucks, and Marcellus, you want to diminish the Celtics because look what they've done with their opportunities. I'm going to take you back to my childhood. Let's go here.
I don't want to go.
Yeah, you're going, damn it. We all slossing right now. Listen to this. When I was growing up, all I wanted was an opportunity. All I wanted was a chance. And you know why I knew I had to take advantage of my opportunities when they were presented and the chance I was going to get in life? Because I had uncles who squandered their same opportunities and squandered away their same chances. And that sat with me. I internalized that. I said, when I get my shot, boy, I'm not going to miss. Why do I bring that up right now? Because it's okay for me to look at the Uncle Bucks. And they've had chances and opportunities and squandered them away. It's okay for me to look at the Uncle 76ers and look at them opportunities they just gave away. It's okay to look at the Uncle Boston Celtics and say, damn, when y'all ever gonna take advantage of all that talent? But this is a new situation. This is the Marcellus Brooklyn Nets coming up who is not going to miss when they get their opportunity. I remind you, the Nets are 2-0 versus Boston this year. The Nets won the only matchup between...
forgetting Aunt Philly.
Hey,
You're not
man.
mentioning Aunt Philly.
I ain't going yet. I'm going to get there. I ain't never scared.
Okay.
The Bucks, they beat the Bucks in the only matchup this season, and they're 1-1 against the 76ers. But I think they will not lose to them again.
Don't do that.
If Joel Embiid is not going to be back in the lineup. You got something else to say, Slick, about me or my uncle? What'd it do?
No. It's not your uncle. I'm just telling you, Marcellus, I wish I had been with you during your clubbing days, because I know that the chicks that were there that you'd seen, you're like, nah, I got that. Oh, look at that. That's now. Let's go talk to that. The new thing on the block is your thing. And that's what the Brooklyn Nets are. That doesn't mean they're the best thing. They're just the new thing. Man, you could have saved me 4 engagements if you had told me that before. You're damn right the new thing was the best thing. But I digress.